Hello from Bear River Beaver Pond, July 18th, 2023. I'm standing out a ways into the pond and I'm trying to be still to show how still it is and beautiful and the extent of the beaver pond. It goes way up there and I've walked out a ways. I can walk out a little further, but then I'll make the water all wavy. But I want to show just how it goes upriver and around that bend, basically. And the beavers are not here on the surface. And, there's been a whole lot of human activity on this pond. This is the main swimming hole for Colfax. And there's people from Sacramento, Grass Valley, and everywhere in between. So some people floated through on some tubes not long ago. So I don't, I'm not surprised that they're undercover. And maybe they'll come out late, or maybe they moved on. But I don't think they moved on. They have too many burrows here. But I'm hoping that they just keep growing their beaver complex, because there are so many areas on Bear River that so seriously need this kind of love and care and regeneration. I watched a video today of the Beaver Believers put on by Mr. Crowfoot, the Natural Resources Secretary, and had oh, I forget her name, but the woman in charge of the beaver program. And they had a guy on there that wrote Eager, a book about the beavers, talking about how there was hundreds of millions of beavers and that they pretty much governed the complex of water here. And it broke my heart to think of the devastation. I mean, I've always felt really bad about what happened to the Indians. What about the beavers, man? Everybody, everything got taken out. And I asked a friend of mine how this all happened, and he said it was the validation of violence, that somebody did violence and it worked. And it went from there. Capitalism is violence, extractive things are violence. And right now, there's a predominant thing in our state. These guys, we just need better infrastructure. Climate change, we can control that by damming everything and sending water in pipes so it doesn't leak out into the environment. That's violence. That's ecological violence. That way of thinking of not incorporating the natural features. And that's the predominant mentality that's been in charge, because they're violent, and violence intimidates those around it, just like what's happening politically. So we'll see what happens. We pray for a remedy and answer to that violence. Oh, I think I see way upstream. I see a little wake up there, and I'm hoping that's a beaver. Yeah, it's moved. So there's a beaver way up there swimming around. So I'm so happy to see that. And so what I was thinking was Bear Meadow. At the headwaters of Bear River is Bear Meadow. And there's no meadow that needs beavers worse than Bear Meadow. It's got the drum canal that goes through it. And periodically they clean out their canal and they just wipe out the meadow. It's channelized, and that's the place that needs it. And we need to work with whatever organization ends up. PG&E is divesting, so whoever gets it, hopefully PCWA, they will listen and incorporate beaver infrastructure and beaver management in Bear Meadow. That is what Bear River needs. Bear River, the whole watershed, needs to be a beaver sanctuary. And this is the beaver. Look at that. I mean, is anything more clear than Mr. Beaver saying the beavers have come to heal the river? And the beavers have come to one of the most impacted places to heal this river. this river that was the home of hydraulic mining, this river that has been disregarded and called a low-level drainage ditch by a current member of the NID board who proposed a dam without any environmental or fiscal investigation. That's how common and how accepted this violence is. So let us all say a prayer for the bear and a prayer for our friends, the beavers, who have come to heal the rivers and the water. Mini Wachoni, water is life.